Lamar Jackson's contract. We've talked about it ad nauseum, and it will be the number one story of the Baltimore Ravens offseason. God's favorite host here from the Flex Zone podcast. I'm going to tell you why. Another quarterback in the AFC North will get paid before Lamar Jackson. Who might that quarterback be and why? I'll tell you right after this. It's the Flex Zone podcast, only place giving you sports how you want it, when you need it. What's going on, Flex Zone family? God's favorite host, the host with the moist back here on the Flex Zone podcast YouTube channel. Only place giving you your sports how you want it when you need it. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell, and comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on why Joe Burrow, that's the quarterback I was talking about, will get a contract before Lamar Jackson. We all know the Ravens said they're committed to signing Lamar Jackson long term. John Harbaugh and Eric DeCosta, the GM, talked about it last week during their press conference. But I think it is important to note that while Lamar claims to have wanted and wants only guaranteed money more than Deshaun Watson got, Joe Burrow, who I think is willing to play ball, is willing to negotiate, because I think that's what people aren't understanding in this Lamar Jackson contract. Yes, the man deserves his money, but it doesn't have to be fully guaranteed, and it won't be fully guaranteed because out of the 32 owners, 31 owners weren't for giving a fully guaranteed contract. And I know you're going to have the narrative of, oh, it only takes one. And Cleveland's ownership, their doofus ownership group, gave the fully guaranteed contract to a guy who's coming off some off the field concerns. And giving him that fully guaranteed contract opened up Pandora's box because now the next guy up, Lamar Jackson, because it's not always about who's best, it's about who's next. He's saying, I'm better than Deshaun. I want fully guaranteed money. I need 200 plus whatever guaranteed, but with a negotiation. And I think that's why I personally think if Lamar did have an agent, this contract would probably be done by now because the agent would come to Lamar. And I'm not saying Lamar doesn't have people that are saying this, but he would come to Lamar. He would come to his team and say, hey, we can't get you a fully guaranteed contract, but we can get you a little bit off the top so they can go out, spend some money, get you a number one receiver, get you a few other weapons to play with, along with the new offensive coordinator who's going to tailor to your skill set, let you throw the ball a little bit more, pad your stats, make you look good, keep you in the MVP discussion year after year. No, we might not be able to give you fully guaranteed, but let's keep a running back. Let's get some more weapons, as I mentioned, around you and sign some guys long term to extensions that are young that can build around you and compete for years to come. Joe Burrow, we know Patrick Mahomes has that large 10-year, $450 million contract. Now, I will say this. The Cincinnati Bengals are the cheapest organization in the NFL. Mike Brown is notoriously cheap. He didn't even have a Ring of Honor for an extended period of time. Bengals fans, we love you, but it's just a fact. He's cheap. Joe Burrow is willing to play ball. Joe Burrow has mentioned that he wants to take less so people can stay on his team. Now, the Bengals are a very young, up-and-coming team. AFC Championship game for the second straight year. Fell short, but when you look at this team, I believe only 2 players over 30, and they aren't at wide receiver, quarterback, running back, none of the premium defensive positions. So you look at the roster, you look at them with the ability that they do have with Joe Burrow, they can give him that longer-term Patrick Mahomes type deal. It won't be fully guaranteed, but he can get his 100 plus million guaranteed. He might get 180, 200 million guaranteed in that range, but also have money left over with the length of the deal, the signing bonus, and the years and length to get the ability to keep a Jamar Chase extended, keep a T. Higgins. There are rumors of T. Higgins possibly being traded. Keep a Tyler Boyd. Added pieces to the offensive line because the offensive line still needs help. They need pieces on their offensive line. But I think Joe Burrow willing to play ball with Cincinnati ownership and Joe Burrow still having another year after this year coming up on his contract, it can allow them to extend him with those 2 remaining years, plus giving him another 5 or 6 years, plus making it a 7-8 year total deal and allowing Joe Burrow to get his money that he deserves. Right now, Joe Burrow, outside of his rookie season, he's played every game for the Bengals. He has played for the Bengals every game except the games where he sat or the game this year that was canceled because of the Damar Hamlin situation. He's available. Lamar Jackson has missed 11 games the past 2 years. The best part of ability is being available. The best ability is availability. And being available is very, very important. And Joe Burrow has gotten it done when it matters most in the playoffs. He's been to a Super Bowl, been to back-to-back AFC Championship games. Probably was within a penalty of going to overtime against Patrick Mahomes yet again with the chance to possibly win. They had some momentum, could have won on this past week, could have been in another Super Bowl. But yes, he has better weapons. Yes, they put more weapons around him. Yes, they run a more pass-heavy scheme to make his numbers look better. But if you're looking and ranking the quarterbacks, not only in the AFC but in the NFL, top to bottom, Patrick Mahomes is on a plane of existence by himself. But Joe Burrow might be the number 2 quarterback in the NFL behind Patrick Mahomes. He's right there. I'm taking Joe Burrow over Josh Allen, especially after what I saw in the playoff game. And yeah, Josh Allen may have been banged up, but I'm taking Joe Burrow over Josh Allen. I'm taking Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson in his own division, over Deshaun Watson in his own division, over Kenny Pickett in the AFC North. Trevor Lawrence, who else you want to throw in there? Aaron Rodgers at this stage, I'm taking Joe Burrow. He is right there with the best of the best. As I mentioned, Mahomes is in a plane of existence all by himself, but I think the Bengals, while they are a cheaper organization, they may look for that long-term security, that long-term extension, give him his $200 million guaranteed, have money to play with, keep this roster together as they are young, extend the guys that need to be extended, and get a deal done, in my prediction, this summer. And I think if Lamar Jackson sees that Joe Burrow doesn't get a fully guaranteed contract, because I don't think he will see, okay, maybe I have to negotiate. Maybe I have to play ball because if Joe Burrow, who's somebody who's more accomplished than me when it comes to postseason success, is not getting a fully guaranteed contract, does that mean I'm going to get a fully guaranteed contract? Then maybe he can come to a sense and say, I need to play ball, I need to negotiate. I may not get 250 million guaranteed, but I may get 195 guaranteed. They're going to go get me a number 1 receiver. They're going to go add pieces to the offense. They're going to have my input when it comes to offensive coordinator. These things that Lamar has to think about. But I do think Lamar will end up playing on a franchise tag this year. I do think Lamar will be the Ravens' starting quarterback in 2023. And I think they will take this season, evaluate what they're going to do with Lamar long term. Can he stay healthy? Can he progress the way we want him to progress while putting the weapons around him? And we'll take this year. And they will have until July if he signs when he signs the franchise tag in March. They'll have until July to get a long term deal. So who's to say he may not get a long term deal before the season starts? But Lamar is going to be on a prove-it deal. They're going to try to put weapons around him, new offensive coordinator, and we'll see. Now, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow head-to-head. I think Lamar Jackson plays in that Cincinnati playoff game. The Ravens win. No doubt in my mind. I even picked them to win without him. But the Ravens do have to put weapons around Lamar. But Joe Burrow, the continued playoff success, the cool nature and the way that he's leading this team, a franchise, putting them on his back, and his ability to negotiate and say, hey, I'm going to take less to keep guys around me are the reasons I think Joe Burrow does get a contract sooner rather than later, probably sometime after the new league year starts in March. So we'll see what happens, but I do think Joe Burrow gets a contract before Lamar. I think he gets that Patrick Mahomes type deal. I don't know if he gets $500 million total dollars in the contract because Mike Brown is notoriously El Cheapo and uses coupons much like the Ravens do with Bisciotti. But I think we'll get a shot at Joe Burrow having probably the highest total contract in NFL history, but I think the guarantee will be around $200 million, and it'll allow them to have money to play with for the few years upcoming to extend and sign guys long term and continue to protect Joe Burrow with the offensive line as well. Like I said, I think Lamar does end up on the franchise tag. Could they get a good deal done by July? It's possible, but the way the Ravens are right now, I think it will end up being Lamar playing on that 1-year franchise tag, making over $40 million. But let me know in the comments. Do you think Joe Burrow deserves to pay for Lamar Jackson? Joe Burrow is better than Lamar Jackson. Personally, right now, I think if GMs were starting their teams outside of Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow would be right there after Mahomes for the second pick. Like I mentioned, Joe Burrow right now probably is the second best quarterback in the NFL. He's over Josh Allen. He's over Lamar. He's over Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady just retired. Let me know in the comments. But I'm taking Joe Burrow in the AFC North. And I think that Joe Burrow outside of Patrick Mahomes is the second best quarterback in the NFL right now. God's favorite host, the host of The Moist, letting you know why Joe Burrow will get a contract before Lamar Jackson. Hit the subscribe button if you like what I said. Didn't like what I said, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Sound off. Hit the bell to know when all videos drop each and every day here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Help us out. Make us look good. Cost you nothing. Hit that like button. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know your thoughts. Ravens fans, Bengals fans, let me know what content you guys want to see as well. I'll see you next time for more Ravens content, more NFL content, more sports content here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only place giving you sports how you want it when you need it. Signing off. Subscribe, like, share, comment down below. Have a great day, everybody. Peace.